Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. I know this is going to be a pretty highly watched video, so before I get into it, I just want to say I appreciate you watching today's video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you do enjoy. And if you're not part of the family, hit that little subscription button down below. I'd really appreciate the support. And before I hop into my computer, letting you guys kind of know my blueprint to getting $5,000 in sales per month flipping phones for profit. One thing I want to mention is, if you guys don't know, I do have a phone flipping course, and with that said, I'm 3 people short of actually getting to 50 members in that course. So I'm actually going to be closing the course kind of for a while now, probably till honestly probably till next year or December time frame. So if you do want to hop in it, let me know. It's going to be the first link down below. Again, there's only 3 spots left, and I'm going to be closing it. Even if the 3 spots aren't filled, I'm going to be closing it this Wednesday, which is September, let's see. Let me see the date. September 19th, I'm going to be closing the phone flipping course for good. It'll probably reopen, kind of revamped around December, January time. So again, if you do want to hop in, it's going to be that first link down below. Let me know when you do join so we can kind of get the ball rolling and get you in that private Facebook group and get on that mentorship call. But with that said, enough about plugging the course and letting you guys know what's up with that. We're going to get right into my computer talking about the blueprint to $5,000 in sales. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you there. So as you guys can see here, I've hopped into my computer now. I've worked on this blueprint here for quite some time now. Honestly, it's not too complicated, but I think it will really help a lot of you that are visual learners and need to really just get an outline of what you should be doing to get to a point where you're able to make $5,000 in sales phone flipping. And obviously that's not profit, but in the phone flipping industry, if you can do the math yourself, but usually we like to get between 30 and 50% kind of margins on there, so you can kind of calculate that kind of profit range there, but it does add up. So let me tell you, it's a pretty cool thing to get into. So if you guys haven't started phone flipping, watch the video, watch through the whole thing, and I guarantee you'll find some knowledge here and there. So with that said, the first point is to really just learn the basics of phone flipping. This includes, like, even if you don't know, I mean, I'm getting really basic here, learning what an IMEI is, what it does, how it affects phones and stuff like that. Learning what the different carriers are, because there are carriers you've probably never heard of, and they do affect the price of the phone, and how like different financing, blacklisting, and all that kind of stuff can work with carriers. Differences with iCloud and how we price ones that are bought with iCloud on them. Being able to check a phone as pretty thoroughly as you can, and just kind of going off that, it's pretty much anything you can think of with phones. You really just need to learn that base knowledge, and you can kind of go out there and learn as you go. But with that said, how do you really learn? The 3 ways I think are probably the best are: 1, YouTube videos. I've pretty much released a video on every single one of these points that I mentioned previously here. Facebook groups, if you are in the Facebook group, it'll be, I think, the second link down below. Definitely join that. I have over 1,000 members in there, and I'm not the only one. There's other YouTube channels as well if you want to go check them out. They do provide some very good knowledge on there. And then the final one, and something I have to talk about, is courses. And a lot of people have this mentality of, I shouldn't be giving this guy like $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 to teach. But if you guys think about it, you're not spending money. A lot of people come to me saying, hey, I can't spend that much money. Well, you can't consider it like that, because you're investing in knowledge. If you're able to, if you have the money and the kind of budget to be able to invest a course, even if it's not mine, I totally understand. There are other courses out there if you guys want to check them out, but obviously I would love for you guys to hop in mine. But I've taken courses myself, not necessarily on phone flipping. I kind of learned from the ground up, but it took me over a year, and I made several mistakes that did cost me hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars that did affect me, like in the short term, not necessarily long term, but I did learn from those mistakes, and that's why I'm at the point where I am today. So investing in that knowledge is definitely something you guys should look into. If you guys don't have the budget for it, totally understandable. There's a bunch of free content out there, but I just want to make that clear that courses are a very good route to go if you kind of want the fast track to be able to avoid scams, to learn how how to put out effective ads and not have them taken down, and just kind of the gist of that. So the second point we're going to kind of go on to is putting out ads to buy phones. And this is really essential to be able to get the prices that we want. Yeah, you can go out there and offer on phones, like on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. You can actually bid on them, just scroll through. I still do it to this day when I'm really bored, but I really don't need to. And so putting out ads helps us leverage deals. If people are coming to us first, we have the power, we have the leverage to be able to give them a price since they are coming to us. If we're going to them bidding on phones, it's a lot harder for them to come down on price just simply because the mentality that we're reaching out to them first. They're not reaching out to us first. So that's why we do put out ads. The different platforms that you guys can use would include OfferUp, Letgo, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and probably one of my favorite and something you guys should definitely look into are Facebook ads, something I'm doing tremendously well with right now. And that basically just means placing ads on the newsfeed. So as you guys scroll through your Facebook, which I'm guessing most of you have, you're probably going to see products on there. You're going to see people selling their courses and stuff like that. That's where we're going to place our ads. We're going to basically put an ad out there that says, I buy phones for cash, something like that. Have an appealing picture. Let them know we're really in our area, and again, that is really just targeting people within your local vicinity. I'm in Phoenix, so it's like a 50-mile radius I'll target, but it's not like the Facebook ads of Facebook Marketplace. That's where you're going on Facebook Marketplace and putting out an ad up, and you have the potential to get it taken down. But when you put on Facebook ads, once your ad's up, it can never really be flagged by competition, which is super nice, and you pretty much dictate how many people you want to reach. You can have a $5 a day budget, you can have a $20 a day budget, you can have a $100 a day budget. Obviously you're going to reach more people, get a ton of messages. If you guys want to do $5 per day for 3 days, spend $15, you're going to get some good results. If you want to do $100 for 1 day, you're probably going to get the same results as you would if you did $20 for 5 days. It just being a quicker span. So, and again, I would just want to iterate that's not the same thing as Facebook Marketplace. It is a very powerful tool, and just like in my honest opinion, putting Facebook ads for phone flipping is honestly going to separate those guys that are doing the big numbers and those guys that are maybe flipping 1 or 2 phones a month. So leading into the third point, this is really where you're going to be able to separate yourself from making maybe $1,000 to $2,500 in sales in 1 month to really getting to that $5,000 a month sales aspect of phone flipping, and that's asking for repeat business. One thing that I recommend you guys do is design a business card that allows that makes you look professional, allows people to put a number to a face. So like if you sell somebody a phone, one thing I'll always do is hand them a business card. Sometimes I don't have them on me, which is irresponsible, but sometimes I'll give them the business card. Then they always know, just make it look professional. You can even hire somebody on Fiverr for like $5 to design it for you, and the business cards, you get like 500 for 10 on Vistaprint or something. You get 500 for like 10 bucks on Vistaprint, sorry. And so like it's a pretty cheap thing. You can get a lot for very little, and it'll really help you make you look a lot more professional, especially if you're trying to build a brand, especially if you kind of join that in Facebook ads. You're really going to look professional. People are going to leave reviews, and repeat customers are going to start flowing in like no tomorrow. I mean, I'd honestly say about 20 to 25% of my sales right now are solely from repeat customers, and you think about that, when you're doing $5,000 to $10,000 in profit every single month, that really adds up. So that's honestly a big reason I think I have been able to scale my business, is asking for repeat business just to the people that I always meet with, and that's either buying or selling. So the fourth point is selling on multiple platforms. So now that we've already bought the phone, asked for the repeat business, put out ads, all that good stuff, now it's time to sell. The one thing I really have seen, and like a lot of my students have success with, is selling on multiple platforms. Sell on Mercari, sell on eBay, sell locally, and sell to a private buyer. And the private buyer I should put a little asterisk by, because that does come with time. You're not going to get that right in the beginning. But if you're able to sell on Mercari, you're sell on eBay, and sell locally, you're going to have a lot of success. But one thing I always tell people, if you don't have a lot of money to you, maybe you have like $100 to $500 you have like budget wise, I'd recommend strictly selling locally only, and then scaling that up probably to $2,000 in cash. Once you have that, then you can afford to go on these online platforms, because a lot of them will hold your money if you're new to that platform, just as kind of like an entryway. They don't want people scamming. They hold your money for literally up to 21 days on PayPal, with eBay. Mercari is a little bit faster, so I do have some new students that have a low budget that are going to sell on Mercari, because you get the money within probably 5-6 days of actually selling that phone. And the reason I say sell on multiple platforms is really just to build up your plethora of platforms in case one goes bad. It's also the same idea of building up multiple income streams. You want to build up multiple in case one goes bad, you still have 9 or 10 to go and sell on. That was the case for me for eBay. I did really well on it for 7 months, got banned. I'm not technically banned, but I just can't sell cellular devices on there, which I'm still trying to get back here. Probably I kind of took a break from it, but I could definitely get it back. It probably will just take me a little bit of time. But when that went bad, I had Mercari, I had Locally, I had my private buyer, and with that said, ever since I got off eBay, I'm doing the biggest numbers I've ever done. Not even selling on eBay. So a lot of you, I know a lot of people come at me saying like, I don't do well, like because you don't sell on eBay, you're not a big guy in the industry. Well, I think I'm doing pretty well with myself, strictly selling on Mercari, eBay, and Locally, and I can show you guys the numbers. I've been transparent with everything. So if you guys think that you need to be selling on eBay to do some big numbers, you really don't, and I'm one-on-one kind of evidence of that scenario. So another reason, something I didn't mention here but I did write down, is also some pay higher than others. Sometimes you'll get a lot more money locally selling one of those newer devices than you would on eBay, just because of the 10% fees, or also on Mercari they take 10% of what you sold it for. So that can add up sometimes, and a lot of the times you can sell higher locally, or even to your private buyer. And the last point that I have, number 5 for you guys, is simply to reinvest everything. Truly just, especially in the beginning, reinvest all your money. A lot of you, this isn't your full-time income. You're just trying to build that extra side income for you guys. So simply just go out, reinvest everything until you can start probably getting like 4,000 or 5,000 in like cash and online, and then start taking a cut of it, because unless you are doing those kind of numbers, you're probably not going to be able to buy too many phones if you're just taking a profit out of it. So again, just really reinvest as much as you can. Obviously, it's really up to you if you take a percentage. Maybe you take 10% out of every phone that you buy. That was in my video yesterday if you guys haven't watched that. But maybe take 10-20% of all the phones, take that for personal use, or just like kind of your profit, and then go out and reinvest that money until you really can start seeing some decent cash flow. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's basically my blueprint to getting the $5,000 in sales phone flipping. And obviously, 5,000 should be honestly the minimum you could be doing. You could be doing 10,000. You could be doing 12,000. You could be doing $15,000 in sales. It's possible because I've been at those numbers. I currently am at those numbers, and I'm just looking to scale here. So if you really want to get to those numbers though, one thing I will mention is you really need to start doing those Facebook ads. I know other people will say you don't really need to, but if you want to build your brand, which if you want to do this for probably more than the next year, which is, I don't know why you wouldn't, because it's not that hard of an industry to get into and stay in. You should be starting to build a brand through Facebook, running Facebook ads to it, creating business cards, putting your name out there, being known in your town as a guy that buys, sells, potentially fixes phones, and kind of going from there. Because if you want a long-lasting business for something as easy as this, it is possible. There are blueprints like this out there. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subbed to the channel yet, hit that little subscription button down below. And just to mention one more time, my course is closing this Wednesday with 3 spots left. When I hit 50 members, I'm closing it for probably, what, like 4 or 5 months, until like maybe the beginning of next year, and I'll be reopening it. Probably a little bit revamped and everything, new information in there, and just because the market changes at all points. So with that said, if you guys are interested in that, first link down below, and that's pretty much it for that. If you guys made it to this far in the video, you guys mean the world to me. And with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.